Hey, this is Scott with TCGrowers again. I have another plant spotlight, and we're actually going to do a series of Heuchera. That's this little plant right here. This is actually one of my favorite plants. This is a perennial. Most people use Heuchera for borders and mass plantings, and typically you see them used for the foliage color. As you'll see, there's various varieties of these. They do have a little flower that comes up and spikes on the plant, and they're showy, but most importantly, it's all about the foliage. This little dude right here is called Citronelle Heuchera. You're going to see 6 inches to a foot in height by about 1.5 feet to maybe around 2 foot at the max on the width for this plant. This plant is grown in shade here at our facility. However, it says that it's a sun to part shade plant. I would say to be on the safe side with this particular plant is to get it where it's in a partial shade situation. Would not plant this out in the full sun. Like I said, it's a great little plant. It is a perennial. So when you guys plant this, obviously it's going to die back and come back the next year. The next year after the initial planting is when it will start reaching its maximum height and width. This plant usually blooms between June and July when it does bloom, but as I had said before, it's more about the foliage. It's got a nice little feel to it. It's kind of fuzzy feeling, and just a great overall plant. And again, this is Citronelle Heuchera. Then the next plant that I'm going to show you is another Heuchera that is called Caramel. Excuse me. Basically, this plant is going to be the same thing, same type growth habit as the Citronelle, except it's going to have more of a caramel color to it. Earlier in the summer, this is getting kind of late for this plant, but as you can see, it's kind of got a caramel look to it, and then on the underside of the leaves you've got a little bit of a purple, and then some of them have more of that caramel tinge to it. Again, this is going to be a part sun, part shade rather, type plant. Says that 10 to 14 inches tall by about 18 inches in width. So roughly about the same as the rest of the Heuchera. It is deer resistant. It's got the dramatic foliage color, and it is easy to care for as well. The next Heuchera that I have is called Plum Pudding. This plant, again, same type characteristics as the Citronelle and the Plum Pudding, except for it's got this dark burgundy colored leaf. The new foliage on it in the spring will be really deep burgundy, and then any new foliage that comes on it during the growing season will be this dark burgundy, but the rest of the plant will go more of a darker greenish color. Again, it has the spiked bloom. Typically this one should be about the same amount of time. As far as when it blooms, it's going to be early to midsummer on the bloom time. Again, it's part shade. It can stand some moisture, but it doesn't need to be soaking wet. This plant, as well as all the other Heucheras, be used as a border or a mass planting, or even container gardening, and such like that. So if you guys are looking for something for part shade, and you're looking for something that you don't want to go with the hosta, or you don't want to go with the mondo grass, then this would be a great substitution. And everybody that uses this plant raves about it, and again, it's one of my personal favorites. The last one that I have, which is a new variety for us this year, it actually is not a new variety on the market, so to speak, but it is for us. This is called Stainless Steel. It's kind of lost some of its coloration because we are getting into the summertime. and it is in this pot. But in the early spring, when the new foliage comes out, the foliage almost looks like it's wet because of the stainless steel look that it has. However, the foliage is not wet, so it's a really cool little plant. Again, you can use it as a border or mass planting. It's going to be the same thing. It's going to be a part shade environment, moist but not wet. And typically you're going to see that foot and a half height and width from this plant. So you guys check this out on all of these varieties that we have. We have lots of numbers on them. So you guys, feel free to experiment with these plants. If any of you have any questions about it further, just let us know, and we'll be glad to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you for watching.